Here's how you make a gradient mesh. Let's start off with the two ways that you make them. One way is this. You go to Object, Create Gradient Mesh, and turn on the preview here, and you can see the mesh itself. The mesh basically is a table in this case, if you've made tables before. It's got rows and columns. If I press OK, I've got it. And what's unique about meshes is each point that you see here, you can actually change the color of. What I routinely do is pick out HSB from my color panel over here. And I'm an Essentials Classic, by the way. And then I'll just brighten it up. So I had all these guys selected. I selected them with the white arrow, which is what you have to use, the white arrow. And I can do that. So that's one way. The other way, I'm going to press undo here, is I'm going to stack it on top of this way. It's just literally using the tool. So you can just click, and I'm going to make a curtain here. So I'm going to add a line here, add a line here, add a line here, add a line here. And these are all strategic. You'll see in a minute. Add a line here and add a line here. All right. So what I'm going to say, and this, in fact, let me select the whole thing with the black arrow, and I'll make it a brighter color, red. I'll stick with red. There we go. And again, like I was saying, what I'm going to say is that the middle here is going to get darker. So I'm going to select all these guys right there, all these points, and just drag them down into the darkness, just like that. Do the same thing here. Like that, select all these, make them all darker. Rather than clicking on black or something like that, I'm just doing a darker red. It'll look better. And I'll drag this down. Just like that. There we go. So these lines being close together, the closer they get, the more of an edge they create. Just don't make them overlap. So I'm kind of imagining that the curtain is got a highlight right here. So I'm going to drop lines in there like that, like that, like that, and like that with the gradient tool. And I'll select this and I'll brighten it up a little bit. So basically I'm brightening that area up. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Brighten it up. Again, this is the brightness and this is the saturation. So I'm taking the saturation down and the brightness up, which is super common. The brighter things get, the more desaturated they get. All right, so this is weird. This should be a good old regular red, but it's not. So I'm going to click red. I'm not sure how the color of that changed, but whatever. Not going to fret over it. So check this out. We've got some highs and some lows already. This is cool. Wait. That's really odd. This should not be, because these are all the same color, it should show me the same color, but it's not. Whatever. I'll just click here, and that's kind of what I wanted anyways. And on this end, I'll make it get a little darker. I'll keep it saturated, but I'll make it a little bit darker. And I'll make this end a little bit darker. Again, we're just having fun. So watch this. I can move these guys around, give them a little bit more of a random feel. One way that I do this that works pretty well for me is I press the S key, which is scale, and I can scale these in and out. So I can create some subtle variations to start off with that are pretty fun. Now I got to tell you, normally I don't put I don't put so many mesh lines in here. In fact, let me show you something. I don't like this. And it's a good learning point. Click on the mesh tool, then hover, see where it says plus? When I hover, well, hold down the Alt key and you can subtract. So I'll subtract these extra ones I don't want. All right, so this should make life easier. So now if I move the bottom over, it moves them all over, see? Yeah, I like that a lot better. Then I'll scoot this guy over like this. Again, I'm making it look like the curtain is, there's some changes happening in it. Check that out. Fun, huh? So the curtain is shifting around a little bit. Just like that. And if I wanted to, I could go in here and do a lot more work, but you get the basic idea. And for your homework, I'm asking for you to do a curtain. I think your homework, you need to have more folds than mine, but you can stretch this out and fill up the page and check it out. Very easy. It gives you an idea what gradient mesh can do. Gradient mesh goes much deeper than this, but at least this introduces you to the concept. So there you have it, gradient mesh.